The outline, I am speaking very quickly because we've got a lot to cover in 30 minutes, and yeah, so try and keep up. So what I'm covering today is first the experience paradox, and I'll talk about that a bit more later on. I'm going to talk a little bit about our program. It's not like a plug, but I just want you guys to have some context from what I'm actually talking about, and we've got a couple of interns in the room here as well, which helps, so you guys can hit them up on their experiences at lunchtime. I'm going to talk about personality profile and why that's actually important, not only in your career, but also if you're setting up a business and how we use it in the firm. I'm going to talk about goal setting. It's a bit of like a dirt kind of paradigm these days, but the number of people that I've talked to that don't actually have clearly defined goals in terms of what they actually want, 1 year in the future, 5 years in the future, 40 years in the future, okay? This is why I need to keep pushing this point forward. I'm going to talk about personal branding and how freaking important that is in business these days. We're all mobile, we're all digital, okay, and we're all competing for clicks on the internet. So the next one I'm going to talk about is career mapping, and some of the interns that we've had through our program said that this is the most valuable experience in our intern program. Because just to show of hands, guys, who's actually in the commerce, accounting, finance, discipline at uni? Alright, so, whoa, alright, so we've got, what, like 3/4 of the room. This is going to be really important, so take photos and stuff, right? Next, I'm going to talk about LinkedIn, alright, because I do not deal in resumes anymore, okay? Lots of Gen Y business owners, executives, etc., resumes, forget it, because you can't compare two resumes next to each other because they're different formats, different content. What you can compare is one LinkedIn profile versus another LinkedIn profile, alright? So I'm going to give some tips on what I look for in LinkedIn and other social media profiles. I'm going to talk something about that's really important in terms of our firm, not just in the intern program, but I suppose in terms of our employee engagement, and that's this whole freedom, purpose and mastery paradox. I need like an hour just to talk on that alone, but I'll just cover it briefly. The last one is second to last, is going to be the tombstone test. Now this is a real sort of paradigm shift for interns and employees alike, and I'll tell you more about that later. And then the last one is the wiki exercise, which you guys, hopefully if we finish on time, will be able to sort of complete or at least think about today, or something that you can actually take home with you, because we do have the templates online. So if you shoot an email or a tweet or something to myself or to Gemma, we'll be able to give you the templates and you can work it out yourself in your own time. So on that, that's the outline covered. So the experience paradox. Oh yeah, and I have to apologise for the memes in advance. If anyone's been to a presentation of mine, I actually litter memes throughout my entire speeches just because it keeps things a little funny. So the experience paradox. You guys would all be familiar with this one, right? Okay? University students can't get work without experience, right? But they can't get experience without work. That doesn't even make sense, right? Have you guys been to interviews, or you've been looking for jobs and it's like, look, you're a great candidate, but I'm just afraid you don't have enough experience, right? It just baffles me. Now, fortunately, in my career, again, Gemma said I'm only 26. I have been mistaken for 37 last week. I think the business may have aged me. But I'm 26. I'm a partner of an accounting firm in an industry where the average age of a partner is 57. Okay, so it's like pushing shit uphill sometimes. But the main reason I am sort of 5 years ahead of my career relative to the guys I went to uni with is because I got experience really early, okay? I was fortunate enough to actually get an undergraduate placement, a very competitive undergraduate placement in my first year of uni, okay? And I had to pretty much fake my way through that first year of my undergraduate placement because I didn't know what a trial balance was. I didn't know the difference between a debit and a credit, so I'm just like, type away, and then I'd go home and I'd Google and wiki, everything that, all the partners and the managers were talking about. Like, shit, what's a debit? What's a balance sheet? But the important thing was that I got experience, and I got it very early on. So by the time I even graduated, I racked up 3 years worth of industry experience. I managed to work in every area of the profession, okay? Then I moved into commerce, and then I can just jump straight into partnership. And I'll explain that a bit more in terms of the career progression when I do the career map. The first thing, our intern program. Now this intern program actually came to fruition about 6 months ago when Dr. Sandy Barker from UniSA, that's not actually Dr. Barker, but one of the interns that Dr. Barker's pushed on me, Dr. Sandy Barker, I spent 4 years on a board with Dr. Barker, the SA United Church Netball Association Incorporated. Again, I got lots of experience early on. I was on the board of a $1 million not-for-profit organisation at age 19 and working with Dr. Barker there. And she said, look, we've got this industry placement project. It's pretty cool, but we don't have any accountants and we've got lots of commerce students. And I'm like, and what do you want me to do about it? And it's like, take a student. And I'm like, we don't have an intern program. I wouldn't even know what to do. And I've also seen these work experience programs where it's like you come in and it's like, oh good, the new intern's here. Here's a stack of paperwork, photocopy this in triplicate and then go get me a coffee. And that's pretty much the content of the internship or work experience placement program. And I didn't want to do that to undergraduate students. I wanted to provide them with a valuable, content-rich, learning-rich type experience that would last with them for a lifetime. But I suppose I didn't want to say no to Dr. Barker, so I said, yeah, okay, we'll take a student. And that's where Justin came in. And Justin's first day, the conversation went pretty much like, okay, so I don't even know what to give you or how to train you, but here's your first project. Design your own intern program, okay? What kind of intern program would you like to be participating? And then we'll do that. So that was his first assignment when he started interning with us. And look, he developed a pretty good program. And then around the same time, Gemma started working for us. And I said, Gemma, first project, help Justin build this intern program. Those two sort of collaborated. I chucked in some input here and there. And then we actually pitched it officially to a handful of students from AIESEC, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. And then we also pitched it to all 3 universities, so career coordinators at Flinders, Adelaide and UniSA. And they said, we love the program, here, have all our students. And soon after that, we had a 6-month wait list, so we're pretty much booked up till June now. We are taking, I suppose, students for semester 2, but that's a long way away. Now, what we're trying to do now is we've got interest from the students, we've got interest from the universities. Now what I want to do is get interest from the accounting profession. So now we're actually going out to partners of other accounting firms, particularly ones that have a good culture of hiring graduates and undergraduates and going, look, you owe it to the profession to be taking industry placement project students from the universities. Okay? So we're pretty much like strong-arming them to actually use our intern program and roll it out into their firms. And then the next thing we're doing is we're actually building a network partnership with other accounting firms so that once interns have actually come through our program, then they can actually go out. Well, essentially all I do is flick an email out to the partners of these firms and just go, oi guys, Daniel's just finished his internship. Here's a link to his LinkedIn. Enough said. If you guys want to interview him, that's up to you. Okay? But essentially create a network in the accounting profession that hires these interns. Because we've done the heavy lifting, actually training these undergrads in sort of the actual technical, practical side of accounting. So we're delivering them to these firms pretty much already trained so they can actually hit the ground running. And that's what business owners actually want from graduates. Alright, so that's enough about our programming. Okay, the first thing in terms of the program that we actually run through our intern program, we've got personality profiling. Okay, so I said that this is really important both from a career perspective and from a business perspective. Okay, so it's important for you guys to know which one of these memes that you guys actually fall into. This is Myers-Briggs stuff for all of you that don't know, aside from the memes. But it's important for you guys to understand which side, which area that you guys fit into, because it will better determine career decisions for you. From a business perspective, from a management perspective, we like to know what your personality and character traits are so that we can make sure we tailor the work to you, okay? So, classic example is that I'm an ENTJ. Ignore the Hitler thing, by the way, guys. That's not what I'm like. But I'm an ENTJ, right, which is pretty much classic entrepreneur, CEO, enterprise builder type, all right? It's the rainmaker personality type, okay? When I was stuck in my undergraduate placement and also in industry, in commerce, I was in grinder work, okay, which is typically reserved for introverted thinkers. So the I's and the T's, where are they? The ITs, okay, introverted thinkers. Introverted thinkers love spreadsheets, they love software, and they love number puzzles, okay? They're good accountants. You put them in front of, an Excel spreadsheet in a dark room with a pile of, jumbled numbers, and they would sort that into a beautiful balance sheet and profit and loss. And that was the role I was in for pretty much 5 years in various roles throughout my career. And it was killing me. And I didn't know why it was killing me, but it was like, why did I even choose the accounting profession? This doesn't even work for me. I just want to be out, hanging out with clients and, you know, leading a team of my own and doing that sort of stuff, which is typical ENTJ type behaviour, okay? And as soon as I made these distinctions, it actually went, well, it's not something wrong with me, it's just something wrong with the work I'm doing, okay? So I need to get out of this IT type work and I need to get into this ET type work, so which is the high level strategic thinking, you know, customer servicing type work. And that made my career a lot easier, and I think it makes the careers of our staff and interns a lot easier once they understand where they actually fit into the business dynamic. So Myers-Briggs is personally my favourite, but there's also one called Belbin Team Roles, which is worth looking up. And also two other ones that have come through, which we've been playing with, called through a website called Survey Report, which Fee from AIESEC actually got me onto, are job compatibility roles and net promoter scores. And the thing is, the more tests you do, the more they confirm the other tests, okay? So if you've done all of these personality profile tests and they're all pointing at you should be an entrepreneur, that's usually a pretty good sign that you should probably quit the accounting job and start your own accounting business, okay? So two links that you guys need to check out. 123 Test is the free one and it's got a myriad of tests. Now these are like the cheap knockoff tests, so it's not true Myers-Briggs, it's not true Belbin, but it's close enough to give you an indication. And like I said, if you do enough of them, you start sort of compounding these ideas. So just make a note of those links. And I will publish these links on like SlideShare or something like that through my Twitter anyway. Goal setting. Oh my God, so many people still do not have this like, you know, worked out yet, alright? I'm a huge believer in goal setting, okay? And not New Year's resolution type goal setting, alright? Who set New Year's resolutions a month ago? Yeah? Who's broken them? Be honest. Be honest. Yeah, you have. Okay? Goal setting is so much more than New Year's resolutions, alright? This is like a lifelong iterative process, okay? So you set goals, and has anyone actually set a goal and achieved a goal? Yeah? Yeah, of course you all have, alright? At one point you had a goal to get into university and you've done that, you know? At one point you had a goal to get a job and you've done that, you know? You set goals, and even if you don't know it, if they're not written down and they're not set in stone, you still do it and you achieve them iteratively. But did you ever notice that when you actually achieve the goal, then it's like, oh, okay, now what? A few years ago I had a goal to set up my own accounting practice. I did that, and then it's like, okay, now what? You know? And what I'm fast learning is that it is an iterative process, okay? So the goalposts are always moving. So imagine that you're in a race, right? And there's the finish line, but the finish line is like moving over here, all right? And you're just constantly chasing it. Now, I was talking to Jo Schneider from DVE Solutions about this about a week ago. Some of you may know her. And I think the important thing about goal setting is to actually get a few wins, okay? So don't keep chasing the goal posts, okay? Because I find that entrepreneurs are constantly moving their own finish line, so they never actually get the finish line. Now that's a good thing, it pushes you to perform, but then also it's almost like, you know, it's almost like you're punishing yourself because you never actually get that goal. So get the goal, achieve the goal, set a definitive outcome, like when I have this much money in the bank, or when I have this job, or when I graduate with a GPA of this, okay? You can go, yay, I did that. And that's cool, do that. And then don't do the whole, okay, now what? Do the, okay, cool, what's next, you know? So I've actually been working on some stuff myself in terms of trying to juggle this whole work and life and money and relationship stuff. And it's just a short acronym that I've developed to actually get my head around it, which is actually fresh with a C, so like German fresh, alright? Which stands for finances, relationship, education, sanity. Sanity is like the omnibus type goal. It can convey to like spirituality, time management, anything that's up here. That's what the goal of sanity is about. The next one is health, career, and experiences. Experiences I tapped on right at the end because I realised, like, what's the point in having like a kick-ass job, kick-ass marriage, kick-ass qualifications, perfectly sane, winning, be perfectly healthy, and have a great career if you don't actually get to experience life, yeah? And you guys are part of AIESEC, so you've got the travel bug, I get that, alright? So while you're juggling all of them, you just can't sort of turn your back on career, okay? And just then be on your deathbed and go, oh, shit, I really wish I had gone to Europe, alright? So you've got to manage them all. Have you guys actually tried managing competing objectives. Like, so you're trying to balance out your studies with your health and, you know, with your job and that sort of stuff. And you ever find that it's almost impossible to actually juggle all 7 of these? Yeah? So if you're focusing really hard on your studies, somehow your health goes to shit. Okay? And if you're focusing really hard on your job, somehow, you know, your relationships go to shit, you know, and then your wife won't talk to you because you haven't come home in like 5 days because you've been cooped up in the office. Speaking from experience here, don't do it. Anyway, the important thing is to actually acknowledge the areas of life that are important, which are those. Prioritise them and then proceed to juggle. Personal branding, alright? This is so important to me and now extremely important to Gemma, because if you go to gemmaschilling.com, she's famous on the internet now. What I saw when I first took Gemma into the firm was that she had a very strong personal brand, she just didn't have a presence, right? So any of you have met Gemma know she's quite a character, yeah? So what we did was, I suppose, build that presence, okay? So we got her speaking gigs, we got her like her own little website, we got all of this sort of personal marketing. She started hammering Twitter and, you know, writing. She released her first ebook a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure there's about another 20 ebooks coming, and then, you know, proper publications and that sort of stuff. And she's only 22, yeah? Alright? And people, business people actually go, that Gemma Schilling girl, shit, she's good, right? They read her blogs, they read her ebooks, they watch her videos, they watch her talk. She's building a personal brand as we speak. This was something I was doing inadvertently since I was like 18, yeah? I was networking constantly. Any opportunity I had to speak in front of a crowd of people, like you guys, okay, I'd jump on it, okay? Only difference was, back then I wasn't filming it. Now I am filming it, so I can put it on YouTube, yeah? You see how it's all sort of coming together? So, establish a persona, okay? You don't actually have to, like, engineer this, you know, character that you play. You can see I'm playing Lex Luthor today with the suit and the shaved head thing. But just understand the character, okay? Because nobody likes a dial tone yet, Gemma. Like, dial tone, flatline from here forward, alright? Get a character that engages people and work from there, yeah? Set a vision for the marketplace. And this comes back to the gravestone, tombstone test thing that I'm going to talk about later on. And you'll understand what I'm talking about in terms of your vision for the marketplace. For me, I'm frustrated at the accounting profession. I think it's punishing, you know, its employers, right? It's pretty much squeezing the lifeblood out of every single person that works in this profession. I don't have friends in the accounting profession that love their job. They're like, wicked, gonna do some auditing this week, you know? That's not how the conversation goes. That is not how the conversation goes. The conversation goes something along the lines of, shit, it's busy season. I have to work for the next 100 hours straight. Oh my God. Okay, these are my friends, man. These are people I went to uni with, and it's just like, what is going on here? You know? And this is something I'm really passionate about, because it's like, the accounting profession does not have to be boring, alright? I'm sure all of your friends who aren't in commerce are just like, why did you choose accounting? You've got way too much personality for that. My friends were like that, my family was like that. Chris, what are you doing? The reason I did accounting was because I love business, and I love businesses, and I love sort of looking under the hood and seeing what's going on. That's why I did accounting, because that was something that was missing from my business sort of repertoire. I was good at marketing, I was good at speaking, I was good at HR. But this whole accounting thing, I tried to do a BAS when I was 17, and it was like, GST, the what? Oh my God. And that's when I made the decision to go to university, yeah? Gain your market's trust, that's pretty easy to do, okay? Don't bullshit, yeah? Some of you guys may have watched a little something on Oprah, okay? Don't do that. Don't do steroids, okay? And don't lie, yeah? Be sincere with your market. Get your trust, okay? Because once you lose your market's trust, you're dead, yeah? All this time you spent building up a personal brand, if you lose it, it's very slow, hard to actually build up a personal brand. It's very quick and easy to actually lose it, okay? So just don't bullshit. Your creation myth, alright? This is this whole story or aura that's sort of built around yourself. This is what you did and how you did it to get where you are, okay? So my creation myth, so to speak, is that I was a compulsive entrepreneur from age 13. My first business at age 13 was actually a wrestling company called Right City Wrestling. Anyone here familiar with it? No, I'm clearly the only wrestling there. Yeah, you go, Kimmy, but she works with us, so she knows. So we started this thing called the Adelaide Wrestling Syndicate because I loved wrestling when I was in primary school, yeah, and that didn't change when I went into high school. And some friends I went to play football with in primary school were the same. We started this thing called the Adelaide Wrestling Syndicate as a bunch of teenagers, And, you know, in a few months we had like 20 other teenagers like coming to wrestle for us, and we got to do this exhibition show. I think I would have been about 14 at the time, J&A's Kickboxing Academy. So we actually got to perform, yeah, and we made a bit of money, all right, and I won the hybrid fighting championship at age 14. Represent, you can't read that on Wikipedia. But anyway, that's where it all started, yeah. I wasn't as passionate about the wrestling side of things, I was more passionate about the fitness side of things. My co-founders, Matt and Chris Basso, kept doing the wrestling thing. And Riot City Wrestling is still alive today. They have like 3,000 likes on Facebook. They perform at least once a month at maximum capacity, and they're making good money. The difference was they ran it as a not-for-profit model because they saw that you can't make money out of the wrestling business in Adelaide, which is fair enough, okay? But what you can do in the wrestling business in Adelaide is build a community, and that's what they did, yeah? I went into the fitness area. I did personal training qualifications when I was like 15, all right? This was before 1 in 3 people were actually identified themselves as a personal trainer, by the way. I did personal training back when it wasn't like, you know, in vogue, okay, and before Facebook existed. And it was quite a lucrative business back then, even as a teenager, and I made a decent amount of money, but then I noticed this whole thing in the market where there were more and more people going, I'm a personal trainer. It's like, really? Me too? And then I'd be in these rooms and it'd be like, everyone here is a personal trainer, right? And then I'm going, this industry is not sustainable at all. And I proved myself right, yeah, because the fitness industry is really struggling these days. At the same time, I was struggling with the numbers of my own business, you know, trying to do this whole accounting and bookkeeping thing, and I went, you know what, stuff it. Fitness industry is not sustainable. I suck at accounting, and clearly this is a big component of business. I should probably look into that a bit more, yeah? And so I went to uni. Apparently dropping out of high school and getting into uni, pretty easy to do, yeah? You just pretty much pay your way in, pay a whole bunch of money to SAIBT, Sabre, anyone know them? City East Campus, yeah? Throw some money at them, and then bam, you're in second year uni SA. That worked out well. And then I suppose I got some industry experience, and then I started an accounting firm. Here I am. That's the creation myth. I'm sure all of you guys have got the makings of a creation myth inside you already. Tailor it to the way you want to be, and that's the wiki exercise that we'll talk about later. Communication channels. Twitter. Who's on Twitter? Woo! Who's on LinkedIn? Thank you. Okay, who's on Facebook? Yeah. Alright. The Twitter thing is, Twitter was my biggest regret in business, yeah? Alright, I've only like been on Twitter for like 6 months. Okay, the firm's been around for 18 months, and I went, oh, I've been missing out. Because you know what happens? I get clients through Twitter now, okay? Being this whole social media hip, savvy, young accountant, people on Twitter go, hey, anyone in Adelaide know good accountants? And suddenly it's like, bam, 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 Cirillo Group and Company. And I get like 5 recommendations before I've even had a chance to respond, I'm an accountant, give me a call. And it's like, those people who get referred through Twitter, they're already sold on the business, because they're like, they're on Twitter, they get this stuff, you know? Because a lot of our clients are young tech entrepreneurs, okay? So, by being on social media, we get our clients, because they're on social media. It's important for actually perpetuating your personal brand. Customer evangelists. Okay, these are people who love your business, love your brand, and will shout it from the rooftop if need be. And mentors, okay? This is going to be a recurring theme throughout today, is the importance of getting a mentor. I had a very good mentor who actually helped me transition from the fitness industry into the accounting industry. She was a client of ours, and she was a chartered accountant. And she got me into grad night at PKF when I was a first year, okay? She said, you're not going to get a job, Chris, but I just want you to go to grad night to see how brutally competitive it is. I went to grad night, all right, 40 graduate accountants in the room. They all had GPOs of like, I don't know, 100, right? I don't think it goes to 100. What does it go to, 7? 7, yeah, nice. Okay, but these guys had GPAs of 100, all right? I kid you not, like these guys were good. I was like the sort of coasting student, yeah? And these guys were good. They were on the ball, they were hyper-aggressive. There were 3 jobs, 40 students, and god damn it, they were going to get them, yeah? I had no chance of getting a job, so I was just like, just observing, and I'm just going, I am not going to wait till the end of university to get a job in the accounting business, all right? And that's how I got the undergraduate job. And that was all because of my mentor, Carly. Career mapping. Now, this is really cool, all right? This is stuff that I learned through experience, through stumbling through the accounting profession, yeah? And I wish at uni they had have told me how it actually goes, what the salary outcomes are, and where you actually progress in your career, okay? So it's about understanding your marketplace. And it's about picking your ideal job. Where do you want to end? And then just work backward from there. What jobs do you have to do to get into that role? Okay? Google Hayes salary survey, please, because it gives you all the insights on the accounting profession. And then also check out myfuture.edu.au. And again, I'll slide share these, so if you can't write down the links in time, it's all good, you can grab them later. This is an actual career map of the accounting profession, and I'm glad that the room is 3/4 of the, in commerce, because this is extremely relevant for you guys. Okay, so rewind. We start here, yeah? Graduate high school, okay? And this is assuming you go through the undergraduate career progression, okay? You get a job as an undergraduate in public practice, okay? So accountancy practices like ours, you start as a junior accountant. In commerce or industry, you start in accounts receivable, accounts payable, or payroll. See the difference in salary instantly? Okay? That's something that's wrong with the accounting, public practice model. Okay? But it does get better later on down the track. Okay? But rule of thumb, commerce and industry always pays 20% higher than public practice. So if you're after the money, go down the commerce line. Okay? If you're after the experience, go down the public practice line. At graduate stage, you are now an intermediate or a graduate accountant, okay? And you're typically, on average in South Australia, on $45,000 a year. Or, if you're in industry, you're an assistant accountant. It's a crappy name, I know, but it's actually a very well-respected position. Because essentially, as the assistant accountant, you're the boss of AR, AP, and payroll, and you're reporting directly to the regional finance manager. Pretty cool job, okay? Crappy title, though. Postgraduate, okay? So you finish your university and now you've moved on to your graduate diploma. So CA, CPA, IPA, TIA, whatever you want to call yourself, you've done 2 years worth of postgraduate studies, okay? And it needs to be with the main associations. Unfortunately, Masters doesn't really, I suppose, differentiate you in the accounting profession. Masters is something that you do after you do your professional certificates like CA or CPA. In the accounting profession, you're going to be called a senior accountant. In commerce and industry, you've got the choice of being an analyst, a management accountant, or a compliance accountant. And obviously, you can see the differences in the pay scales here. Okay, analyst is very advisory heavy. Management accountant is very reporting and I suppose number crunching heavy. And compliance accountant is very law and legislation heavy. So whatever your area of interest, based on the personality profile you may have done beforehand, okay, will determine which one of these you actually go into. Okay, moving over to the other side. Okay. You've finished your CA, CPA, IPA, whatever, and you've racked up a decent amount of experience in the business. You're going to be a manager of an associate in an accounting practice on $90,000, or you're going to be a regional finance manager on $95,000, or if you're really lucky and willing to move to Sydney, you become a financial controller at corporate earning about $110,000, yeah? Then finally, the only way to make it to the final stage is based on performance, okay? In the public practice, it's about how many clients you bring in the front door, okay? In commerce and industry, it's about the profitability, okay? It's about bottom line, it's about KPIs and actually hitting and exceeding those KPIs. And that's where you actually get into the real money, yeah? $140,000 plus equity as a partner of an accounting firm, and $145,000 plus bonuses and equity in commerce and industry, okay? Now you can zigzag between these. It's easier to move from public practice into industry at any stage. It's harder to go back from commerce into public practice, okay? So in my career, I started here, I moved to here, and halfway between here and here, I moved here, okay? And then just by virtue of starting my own business, I just skipped straight past go and went into that one, yeah? So that's pretty much how it works. So take a photo of that or check out the slides on SlideShare later on, because that's really important to actually understand how this game works. LinkedIn, oh my God. If you don't have LinkedIn, get LinkedIn. And if you do have LinkedIn, make sure it's a good LinkedIn, not like a lame LinkedIn. So I'm talking, like I said before, resumes are dead. You can't compare one person's resume versus another because they're written differently, the font's different, they're different colours. It's all very confusing for a boss to actually read. LinkedIn, it's the same stuff. I know where to look on a LinkedIn profile to actually find the information that I'm after, okay? And the way I see it is your commitment to LinkedIn is your commitment to your career, yeah? LinkedIn is probably the main place on social media where you actually get to brag about everything that you've done, yeah? So you get to brag about your grades at university, you get to brag about all the cool stuff that you've done, you know, throughout your career. All the awards you got in high school and in university, all of that sort of stuff. It's just bragging. Everyone on LinkedIn is bragging, yeah? Okay, but that's okay, because you're all competing in the same job, employment and client market. Okay? Because even clients check me out on LinkedIn before they even give me a call. I can follow the prospective client journey from our Facebook or Twitter to our website to LinkedIn, and then they call me. yeah? Because they always want to do that background check, going, well, anyone can have a website, Chris, but, oh, nice LinkedIn. Yeah, all right, cool, let's do business. Yeah, and that's why my LinkedIn, like, sparkles, yeah? Because I spent a lot of time on it. I got a lot of recommendations, a lot of endorsements, and that sort of stuff adds up, yeah? Customer testimonials, management testimonials, co-worker testimonials, all of that stuff, okay? So build it all up, okay? And please, please, please make sure that you get the profile picture right. Spend some time on it. Do not pull something from your Facebook page, okay, and put it on your LinkedIn, okay? I will not be impressed, okay? Because what's worse than no LinkedIn photo is a bad LinkedIn photo, okay? First impressions, yeah? We've got a lot of information to process as a boss, okay? I'm going to judge you straight on the photo alone, okay? So no selfies, please. No paro pics, okay? I'm doing this as a joke just to humiliate Gemma, but I see it on LinkedIn, man, and it's like, are you even serious about your career? Okay? No psycho pics. This is just especially to embarrass Gemma, okay? What I'm looking for is something like that, and you do not need a professional photographer to pull this off, okay? You just need a white wall. Look, there's one, okay? And a smartphone, like, smartphones can do these photos now, okay? Just use the right light, white background, and a good smile, yeah? That's all you need. It's not rocket science. So don't grab something from your Facebook and just crop it, you know, crop your friend out of the background and put it on LinkedIn. Who's guilty of that, by the way? Yeah, come on. We've got a couple honest people here, all right?
It's a good picture.
Okay. So that's LinkedIn. Okay, now freedom, purpose, and mastery. How am I going for time, Gemma? Oh my God. All right, freedom, purpose, and mastery is really important, right? We talked about this, we alluded to it in that, that little panel discussion that we had, yeah? The freedom thing is so important to young entrepreneurs and young people in general, yeah? Like, I do not like the fact that a company even has the right to tell me what I can do, you know, with my facial hair or how I have to cut my hair, all right? I shaved my head when I started the business because it was liberating, because I wasn't allowed to have a shaved head in the accounting profession. It's like, why not? You know? Seriously, no good answer. It's like, why can't I shave my head? You know? It's hot. And as soon as I quit my job, started the business, I shaved my head. And I'm never going back, just out of principle alone now. Yeah? I like to choose when I can start work. I like to choose how I dress the day. Okay? And I like to choose how I cut my hair. Okay? It's not much, but companies are like telling you exactly what to wear and how to do your makeup and how to cut your hair and when you should rock up at time, when you should take lunch and when you should leave for the day. It's oppressive, yeah? And I don't think Gen Y is actually going to stand for it. Okay? So when you guys all own your own companies, okay, ditch that stuff, yeah? Because you're going to be hiring Gen Ys anyway. Purpose. You need a reason to get up in the morning, okay? And I'm going to leave it onto that because that actually segues into the tombstone test, yeah? Chris Hooper, yes, I'm going to live for 100 years. Deal with it, people, all right? I've quit smoking now, all right? Change the accounting game forever. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm here on earth to do. And I know that. And you can hear that in my voice when I speak with such passion. And I'm getting tingles in the hands and arms now because this shit is important to me. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not in the accounting business to make truckloads of money and then get the hell out of here. I'm in the accounting profession to change it forever because it's broken, okay? You need a purpose like this if you do not have one. If you don't know what you want your tombstone to say, you better find out quickly before you actually get stuck into this whole work thing. Because the next thing you know, you'll be 40 years into a career looking at retirement going, well, that was a waste of time. You need a reason to get up in the morning and you need a reason to actually go to work and to do what you want to do and why. You need to know why you're doing it, okay? So when you have this kind of purpose, it's very easy to get up in the morning, okay? If you struggle to get up in the morning, it's like, I wouldn't have worked today. Okay, I was there, been there, done that, all right? If that's the symptom of a lack of purpose, yeah? If you don't want to go to work, that's a lack of purpose. It means that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and your body is actually fighting it. Your body doesn't want you to go to work. Your subconscious doesn't want you to go to work, so it'll make you tired and depressed and miserable and you walk around like this and go, yay, you're going to do some audit today. Sick. Alright? It makes a big difference. Alright, I'm so running out of time. Wiki, you guys are just going to have to hit us up on email to actually get this detail. It's actually a very powerful self-actualization and goal-setting exercise. Essentially what you do here, and I did this like 3 years ago, where you jump 80 years into the future, like you're dead and buried, yeah? But my goal in life, not only to change change the accounting game forever is one, to get verified on Twitter, right? Okay. Next is to actually have a Wikipedia page, you know, wikipedia.com/Chris Hooper, yeah? And then I might have accounting because there's already a Chris Hooper that's a rock star. But I want one to actually be written about me. And I pretty much wrote what that wiki article said, okay? What did he do in his career? What books did he write? What academic creds did he get? Where did he travel? Was he involved in politics, etc., etc.? I pretty much wrote my entire biography as if I was dead at age 22. Yeah? You guys need to be doing this because it fills that whole purpose thing. You will ascertain what your purpose is by virtue of doing this exercise. Now, hit us up on email, come visit us, we're playing Xbox later, and just grab the email addresses off of Gemma or myself, and we will email you the actual template to get this done. And I can't emphasise how important this is in terms of actually ascertaining what your purpose is in life. Oh my god, that's the end, yes. With 0 minutes left? Oh, cool. Alright, that's pretty much the end, right? Alright, follow me, damn it. You notice I've been like subtly implanting like my Twitter handles and hashtag stuff. If you all follow me, that makes me more famous on the internet, alright? And if you follow me today, I'll like totally follow you guys back, and then you'll be famous on the internet, alright? And also, follow each other, alright? Everyone today who is on Twitter has been hammering this hashtag Y2BOz, alright? I'm following everyone who's hammering that hashtag simply because I know they've got the same mindset as me. Because anyone who's taking, 10 hours out of their day on a Saturday when they could be in bed, they could be at the beach, to learn about business, to better themselves, okay, is my kind of person, yeah? So of course I want to follow on, alright? I want to build relationships with these people. Join our spam list, again, come visit us at the Xbox thing, and then you'll find out about intern vacancies, the job opportunities, when they pop up, and then just other random news and lolcats and that sort of stuff that we put in the newsletter. We are playing Xbox Connect. I think I'm going to get some sort of tournament going. Joe Schneider and I are like, it's on. So yeah, just come visit us, say hi. We have like the lamest stand out of all of the sponsors today, so you'll know where to find us. It's the one with the TV and an Xbox on it and nothing else, because yeah, we fail at preparing for this sort of stuff. But on that note, this is my talk, and thank you very much for being a very quiet and attentive audience. And I was supposed to give out a book and actually shoot some people that were falling asleep in the face with a Nerf dart, but I think everyone stayed awake. So what I'm actually going to do is give a copy of Barbecue to Boardroom out to the person who actually grabs this Nerf dart. So, round two. What? I like shooting into the middle of the room. Here we go. Anyone? I'm going to run out of bullets. Oh no! Now I'm going to get a lawsuit.
It's still on me.
It counts. Congratulations. Please don't sue.
Yeah, please don't sue. Forget about it. Can we please have another round of applause for Chris Hooper? We've actually got probably about 3 minutes for questions. If anyone has any burning questions that you can't wait to ask them until lunch.
Or tweeting.
I can see Michael with his hand raised there.
Yeah. What's the best way to get started on your own personal brand?
Gemma? You did it.
Work
for me. Get the social media stuff sorted, yeah? Get the LinkedIn looking good. Get the Twitter, don't worry about a Facebook fan page for yourself, you're not that popular yet. I hate when people do that. It's like they create Facebook fan pages for themselves with like the 2 likes. It's like their mum and their cat or something. Don't do that. But get the LinkedIn stuff. Start blogging, yeah? Just write, alright? Just write everything and anything. So start a blogspot or a WordPress thing and just hammer out content. Spam it through your Twitter and through your Facebook stuff, and that'll start gaining momentum and that sort of thing. That's more or less where I started. I started blogging at like age 20, just while I was still working in practice because I had lots of stuff I wanted to talk about. Sorry?
What you were blogging about?
Just like random personal finance stuff. Stuff I was studying like outside of uni. It was called shutupandsave.com. There's a plug for you. And now I'm obviously blogging through the firm as well. And it's working well, you know. And I suppose the blog stuff generates interest. It gets people going, hey, you're like a subject matter expert in XYZ area. Do you want to talk at this thing that we're doing? And then when you get yourself in front of a room of people, film it obviously so you can put it on YouTube. That sort of fortifies your credentials. And then just start hammering it from there, yeah?
On that note as well, if you guys are in AIESEC, that's the perfect vehicle to actually get a personal brand. Because that's what I did, is start going to these kind of things, start meeting people, then you can start blogging and doing that. When I first started blogging for Chris, like I'm not an accountant at all, I don't even study accounting, I don't know why he speak to Chris at lunch.
Yeah, and can our interns sort of like raise their hand or stand up?
Yeah.
Daniel?
I think without
Katie just finished her 2-week program with us like yesterday. So if you want to find out about the program, hit them up, yeah.
I know about internship program, I think we've had 7 people so far.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
gone through, and I think 5 of them have been AIESECers. So
Only 3.
okay. 3 of them have been AIESECers.
Yeah, that's right. I know the palm tree.
Yeah. So I think we're going to wrap up call. So what we're going to do, the next session is happening straight away. So if you want to stay in the business and entrepreneurship track, it's in this room. It's the Encyclopedia of Magic one done by Vin. If you want to be